This week, we're talking all about honors with Honors Student Council. Stay tuned. Hey Honors Bulls, welcome to the Honor Roll Podcast, the flagship podcast of the Judy Genshaft Honors College Podcast Network. I'm your host, Reva Gandhi, a third-year student studying biomedical sciences and public health at the University of South Florida and a member of the Honors College. Today, my co-host is Fabiana Requena, a third-year student studying marketing and business analytics. Welcome, Fabi. It's good to have you back.
Hi, Reva. It's great to be on the podcast.
So, as you know, we like to start off with one big question. So my question this week is, what is your favorite way to get involved in the Honors College?
Well, Reva, honestly, I'd say working here at the Honors College and on the marketing team, getting to know all of you guys and getting a lot of hands-on experience working in something that I, will work in my future career in. It's been really exciting, and I'm really glad to have had this opportunity.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think working at the Honors College has definitely given me so many connections and just ways to incorporate marketing into my professional career when I'm going into something healthcare related.
Yeah.
And speaking of getting involved with the Honors College, today we're joined by Katelynn Paciorek and Olivia Pinilla, incoming president and vice president of the Judy Genshaft Honors College Tampa Student Council. Stay tuned as we talk all about leadership, the future of the Honors College, and how to get involved.
Hey Honors Bowls, my name is Nick and I'm a junior majoring in information technology with a minor in entrepreneurship and innovation. My favorite memory in the Honors College is definitely speaking in convocation. Being able to welcome over 600 freshman students into the Honors College as their first interaction with the college is definitely a rewarding experience. And as always, go Bulls!
So welcome to the podcast. We're excited to have you both here. Before we dive into everything, would you mind introducing yourselves and sharing a little bit about what you study here?
Hi guys, my name is Olivia Pinilla, and I'm a third year studying biology with a double minor in public health and entrepreneurship and innovation at USF.
Hi, I'm Katelynn Paciorek. I am also a third year student at USF, and I am pursuing concurrent degrees in environmental science and policy and professional and technical communication.
Well, it's so great to have you guys here. You've both been heavily involved in the Judy Genshaft Honors College Tampa Student Council. So would you mind telling us what positions you currently hold on the Student Council here?
So we're both professional development co-chairs for the Honors College Student Council at the Tampa campus right now, and that's a role that's really changed and evolved over the last couple years and just kind of throughout time of student council in general. But it's mainly focused on making professional development both fun and accessible for students through hosting different speaker events, things like research fairs and workshops to get students more apt with their professional development.
Yeah, I've been to a couple of those events and they're always so much fun. And you guys have grown a lot over Student Council. But before we get into your personal journeys, let's back up and talk about Student Council itself. So for those in the audience who might not be as familiar, what exactly is the Judy Genshaft Honors College Student Council?
Yeah, so basically we are a club or student organization that is associated with the Honors College, and we are responsible for reaching out to honor students and getting them involved in many different ways across USF, but also in the greater Tampa Bay area. So a few ways that we do that is the student council is divided into 3 different committees. So we have a volunteering committee, so you can get involved with service projects, fundraisers here on campus or also in Tampa Bay. We have the events committee, which is responsible for planning fun social events and just great events with honor staff and students across Tampa and on USF. And then we also have the marketing and public relations committee, where they create all of our clubs, graphics, social media, reels, and you can also get experience with marketing, especially with the Honors College.
That sounds like a really great way for students to get involved, especially if you're a first year student and you're unsure of where to start. I think this is a really good place to just get started. Like you're saying, like if you have an interest, let's say in marketing, like that's a great place to get some hands-on experience. So how would you describe the difference between the JGHC Student Council and something like USF Student Government?
Yeah, absolutely. So USF student government is more focused on decision making, enacting different policies and legislator to better all three USF campuses through their different policies and campaigns that they do. The Honors College Student Council is focused on the Honors College. We have one in Tampa and one in St. Pete for the different campuses. And our focus is not really decision making, it's more on building community and building networks for students, creating places for volunteering, social connectivity, and professional development, and just kind of being that first step for students when they're looking to get involved in the Honors College and on the USF campus in general.
Yeah, I would say definitely student government might be a little bit intimidating, especially when you're starting out, just because of how wide and extensive it is, and especially with the influence that they have with hosting events for entire USF, the whole student body. So it's kind of helpful that with the Honor Student Council, you're able to get involved with like students, fellow classmates, and you're able to build a community that's more tight-knit and more personalized because you guys constantly see each other every day as well.
Yeah, I like that. And I also want to say, like, I think government and council, they're both very public-facing roles, whether you're involved in a committee or you're on leadership. You're interacting with so many people every day, and it's really good to, like, leverage those connections that you make in one or the other to kind of create a community within USF or within the Honors College and really find your niche.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think student council is really cool because there are so many different niches and facets that you can get involved in. I know, like, I was involved in the events committee and marketing, and I think I met so many people. Like, I've actually known the two of you for so long because of that.
Yeah.
And it kind of just builds friendship and gets you involved in ways that you don't expect. And it's actually, did you know this is how I got my job here at the Honors College?
I did not.
Wow.
Reva.
Yeah, I was part of the marketing committee at student council, and one of the co-chairs at the time was like, I love your enthusiasm, and one of the faculty members was opening up a position, and they were like, you definitely should apply, and 3 months later, I was employed with the Honors College, so that was really cool.
That's so cool.
That's amazing.
That's full circle.
I know.
Well, we'd love to hear a little bit about your journey on student council. So how did you first get involved? And was there a moment, event, or person that encouraged you to take that first step?
Yeah, I would say for me, every year for the incoming class, you guys have to go through convocation, which is more of like mostly like an overall like welcoming ceremony from all of the Honors College faculty, and you also get to hear from the current Honor Student Council president. So during my first year, I got to hear from Naziza, who was the current president at the time, and it was actually the first time we ever had an international student as student council president for the Honors College. So her speech was very inspiring, and just getting to hear from her how all these experiences shaped her time in the Honors College and at USF in general was very inspiring. And that was what got me involved in the first place. So after getting involved freshman year, I was constantly in the volunteering committee. I got to do multiple events. One of my most favorites that I do every year is Dance Marathon, which is a 12-hour fundraising event that is hosted by Dance Marathon at USF on campus. So I've been doing that every year since, and I've been so inspired. And then that also inspired me to get involved as a committee co-chair. So I was a volunteer committee co-chair my sophomore year. And then this past year, I was a professional development co-chair with Katelynn. And then for my final year, for my fourth year, I'll be vice president. So I'll be overseeing the student council now, which is amazing. And I'm so grateful to have been able to stay here for all 4 years.
That's amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, for me, I joined because I'm a commuter student. I live about 30 minutes away. So for like the first 2 weeks of my first semester, I would just go to my classes and go home. And I just really hated it. And I felt like I was getting nothing out of anything. So I was really just looking for a community as well. So I remember I followed the USF Honors page and they reposted like the committee meeting times for the next year. And the events committee was the only one that worked with my schedule. So I was like, you know what, let's do it. Like, let's try it out. Let's go. So I went to the first events committee meeting and it was literally like nothing else. And it sounds so cliche and basic, but like everyone was so welcoming. They had no idea who I was, but they were happy to see me anyway. And it was just such a fantastic community. And I got to help with so many different events. I got to help with the fall picnic, our Honors Got Talent. I got to do so many cool things, and they always were really welcoming of the help, which was awesome. So then the next year, I was able to be one of the events committee co-chairs, which is super awesome because I got to be like the face of a lot of these events and be the person planning them, which was really awesome and really coming full circle for running the committee that welcomed me, and then seeing the freshmen that kind of felt the same way that I did the last year, which was really awesome. And it just made me love student council so much more and the amazing community that it provides. And then this year, like Olivia said, we've been able to serve as the professional development co-chairs, which has been really awesome. And it's been so fun doing it with Olivia. I feel like we make a great team and we've done so many cool events. And I feel like we've broken a lot of barriers, which is really awesome. And then next year, I'll be the president of the Tampa Student Council, which just feels like so unreal and like so full circle. And I don't think ever watching Naziza's convocation speech, I would think that I would be doing that in 4 years. But you know what? I am. And it's honestly the best thing ever. And it's the best part of my college experience.
I feel like council, like especially with the events committee, I remember I got involved with that my freshman year. And I think one of the co-chairs at the time was Mandy.
Mandy and Alex.
And
Yeah.
Mandy and Alex, they were so fun.
So fun.
And I remember getting super close with Mandy.
Yeah.
And I'd like go to her when, applications opened up. It's like, do you think I should apply? Like, what should you do? And they were just always so willing to give advice and give guidance. And I feel like that's really hard to find, especially at college when things can get really competitive and everybody's racing for the same, 10 spots.
Mhm.
And so it was just a really special experience. Now, you mentioned some of the more popular events like fall picnic. What has been your proudest accomplishment as part of council so far?
So I would say for me, probably like my most favorite or most proud achievement was this past fall. Unfortunately, we did have 2 hurricanes that hit USF, and just being able to gather everything and continue going, but also as a student organization, it was nice to be able to give back to everyone and try and find some unity again, especially because of how much it had impacted everyone, but also it impacted everyone differently. So it was definitely a challenge to try and meet everyone like at their level and try and help support people in any way that they thought that they needed. So I think that was probably one of the greatest moments of being in the Honor Student Council, because just being able to be in a position to reach out to people, to check in on them, and just to support them like unconditionally, like such as like doing an events like we did like a social afterwards, like just to check in with people and provide them like a positive space amidst like all the challenges and just having to transition back to campus and stay involved and on top of their classes. So it was nice to be able to connect with people again and, just provide them a safe space.
I think the Honors College does a really good job of that, especially during like hurricane season. Like I feel like we all really check in on each other, and even like faculty and staff as well. Like I just feel like it's a really tight-knit community.
Yeah, absolutely. For me, going off of, I guess, challenges like what Olivia was saying, my year as events co-chair was our first year in this new building. So there was a lot of, I guess, like challenges and just trying to figure out like how things worked and like how we wanted to use the space. So that was a really fun challenge, like seeing new ways that we can do things, and we weren't as limited as we were with space before. So like, wow, we can have events in the forum. Like this is crazy. So doing a lot of fun things like that and just figuring out how to make this building more of a home, which I definitely feel like we did. And then kind of on that same vein, this year, the Professional Development Committee, we did a research and internship fair, which is something that I had on my brain for a really long time to do, because I heard a lot of students saying that they were looking for something like that and like looking for different opportunities. So that was something that we planned from like November to this February. It was a lot of planning and a lot of communication, but we got like 13 or 14 different like clubs and companies come in here to table, which I thought was awesome because so many students were like going up to the tables and like seeking out different opportunities and learning new things, which I thought was great to like bring some of that element of like the professional world into the honors college and let students like have opportunities brought to them, which I thought was really awesome.
Yeah, I think the Honors College has some really cool and unique spaces that we've utilized really well. Like this year, for the first time, we hosted Fall Picnic on the Honors
Yeah, that was
lawn, which
awesome.
was really cool and convenient. And
Yeah.
it furthers that sense of community, but it also kind of breaks down the formalness that you hear when you hear the Honors College. You think of community rather than, a place of strict business all the time.
What's up, Bulls Nation? My name is Calvin Pham. I'm a second-year undergrad studying global business with a concentration in business analytics and information systems and a Spanish minor, and I am part of the Honors College marketing team. My favorite honors memory was when I got to work Honors Got Talent. I got to see some amazing performances. I got to see a really cool magic performance. See you later, Bulls Nation.
So we've really enjoyed hearing about your journeys and, how you started and to now, having leadership positions, but we'd love to talk about how other students can get involved. So what kind of opportunities are available through the different committees?
Yeah. So a great way to start off is every semester, whenever we're coming in, we have general body meetings or socials. So you can get to know the people on the executive board and also just get to know a little bit more about what each committee has to offer. I know another easy way to get involved is through our Instagram. So at USFJGHCSC. You could follow that and, you can get a glimpse of all the events that we've done in the past and how to get involved in that way. It's really easy to get involved and, to commit as much or as little time as you want, depending on your schedule. But each committee, like I had said before, the events committee, marketing, public relations, and volunteering, they meet once a week for about an hour. And once we have the times established, you can find it on the honors website or on our Instagram. You just come and show up to a meeting, and each of the committee co-chairs are very welcoming, and you can kind of just pick up wherever the committee had left off last week. And it is very easy to get involved and to just, show up and attend as many or as little committee meetings as you want.
Yeah, and Olivia touched on the different committees. We'll also have 2 professional development co-coordinators next year who, even though they won't have a committee, they'll be hosting a bunch of different events and professional development workshops that any honor student can just pop into whenever they want. And the events committee hosts a bunch of events. Volunteering does a lot of different volunteering, both like campus cleanups and then off campus. So even if you can't commit to any of the committee meeting times any week, we are for certain that we'll have some event or workshop or something that will work for you that you will find really fun.
Yeah, I think the biggest worry that a lot of people have when getting involved is that they won't, know anybody. And then the other thing is they don't really have any experience or they don't know what to draw from or how they'll be helpful. So what advice do you have for students that are kind of facing those fears, and or like do you need prior advice to get involved or prior experience to get involved in council?
Yeah, so you definitely don't need any prior experience to get involved, and I feel like that's honestly what makes it more fun. Because I know our marketing committee, they taught Canva, they taught PowerPoint, they taught a lot of different things that you need to learn how to do marketing, so they teach it to you. And then also, I feel like not having quote unquote experience makes it a lot more fun because it's like a fresh perspective and it's a true like raw glimpse of like what the students want. So it's really fun in that way. And then you touched on like people worrying that they're not going to know anybody. But like through student council, like I promise you that you will. Like I didn't know anybody when I first started, but I think now I walk into the honors college, I see 10 people I know in a span of 5 seconds. But it's the most awesome thing because like it just creates such a community. And we just had our retreat recently, and some of the outgoing members were like saying their goodbyes, and like everyone was crying and like getting so choked up. And that's just, I feel like it's a testament to the community that we have and that we build. So I definitely encourage students to get involved because you don't need to know anybody. You don't need to have experience because you'll get all of that when you join.
I would say definitely to add on to what Katelynn was saying, it's very important also to I guess, explore outside of maybe your major or what your main interests are right now. I'm a biology major, and I do a lot of science and pre-medical courses, but just being in the Honor Student Council has allowed me to meet with people who I would never have imagined to be taking classes with or just collaborating with. And that's also how I got both of my minors in public health and entrepreneurship, because I met both business students and public health majors through these committees and through these classes, and I was truly inspired by what they were studying and what their passions were. So I would say just being involved in an Honor Student Council, it's a great way to meet people outside of, your, I guess, your niche and your area of study. And it's just also a great way to be social and to get to know a lot of people, and to form like new friendships in a nice tight-knit community.
I think it's amazing that you guys have had such a positive experience with student council. I'd love to talk also about some events. So if you guys could walk us through some of your signature events or traditions that students can look forward to each year.
Yeah, so one of my favorite ones, because I also perform in it every year, is the Honors Got Talent. So that is an event that happens every spring, and it's hosted by the events committee. So they invite any honor student with any talent that they have to join and perform for an honor scholarship prize. But also you could perform for fun. You could perform for your friends and family. But I think it's a great opportunity to, to flex your performance skills, flex your talents, and it's also fun because you get to hear, you get to listen and to see other, fellow honor students perform. And like this year, we had a student who performed magic card tricks,
So good.
and he actually won first place. But every year, I usually perform a performance on the saxophone because I've been playing for the past 8 to 9 years.
Wow.
But I think it's awesome because I get to hear from people, from members of the Honors Orchestra, also from the Honors Choir. But that's one of my favorite events that we get to do every year.
Yeah, some more. Every year we do Brain Bowl, which is really fun. It's our annual trivia competition, and we'll group students into groups led by an honors faculty member. So it's a really fun way to get to know some more members of honors faculty, and it's extremely competitive, but in a really fun way.
Yeah.
And the prize is genuinely a bowl full of fake little brains. So the name doesn't lie, but it's super fun. And the staff members are really protective over this brain bowl and who gets to keep it in their office for the year. So it's become a cult classic for the Honors College for sure. Then we also have our annual fall picnic, which takes on a different name every year. It's been Bull Bash, it's been Fall Festival, Pumpkin Palooza. They always have a really fun pun in them. But we've recently transitioned to doing them at the Honors College this year, which was super awesome because it was just another way of us utilizing our space in a way that makes this building feel more like home and a place where we get together, which is super fun. But yeah, there's so many fun events that we do every year, and then there's a lot that are different every year because of the different co-chairs, which I think is really awesome.
So speaking of different, is there anything in the works for next year that you can tease for us?
Yes, definitely. So, luckily, as incoming vice president, my main responsibility is not only bonding our executive board and bonding with honor students, but also focusing on recruitment and how to best assist or help our incoming honor students get acclimated with the Honors College. So some things that you might be seeing in the works this upcoming fall and spring semester is more collaborations with our Honors Foundations program, specifically with the Honors Peer Mentors who, if you're an incoming student, you get to meet and do a 10-week program with to get yourself acclimated to the Honors College, acclimated to the everything that USF has to offer in terms of resources and programs. So I'm also an honors peer mentor lead, so I get to oversee a class of first-year students, but also I get to help out fellow peer mentors who are upperclassmen in the Honors College. And I think it's a great way to get both groups, the Honor Student Council and the Honors Foundations program, involved with first-year students, and to get more first-year students, I guess, involved with these programs, but also with everything that USF and the Honors College has to offer.
Well, I think I speak for Reva and I both, but we'd love to attend some of those events next year and see you guys there. But I'd like to wrap up by asking what advice you'd give to students who are interested in taking on leadership roles, whether that's through the Honor Student Council here or just anywhere at USF.
Yeah, I would definitely say to follow your passions and to pursue something that really sticks out and interests you. I mean, through the Honor Student Council, I love volunteering and just serve and being committed to service and giving back to my community. So those are values that I held very close to me, and I was able to find fulfillment in that through leadership, through the Honor Student Council. But yeah, definitely sticking to your passions and find things that make you happy. Find things that are very fulfilling in your life.
I would also add to that by also never being afraid to pursue something. I know like leadership positions, especially when you hear the name like Judy Genshaft Honors College Student Council, that can be like really intimidating. And I feel like I personally, when I applied, I was like, oh, this is scary. I don't know if I can do this. Like you have a little bit of imposter syndrome going on. But I guess my advice would be to like just do it and like take the leap and apply for things, because you'll never know what you'll wind up. And if I didn't apply, I would have never met like amazing people like Olivia and have gotten to work in council for now 4 years and next year be president. So you never know what saying yes to an application or a position can take you. So I say always say yes if it's something you're passionate about.
That's some really good advice, and I'm so excited to see what our incoming students do and our current students do to kind of carry on the legacy of Student Council. But that's all the time we have for today, so I want to thank you both for being here. It was great to have you.
Thank you so much.
All right, Reva, we are back in the studio. I absolutely love that podcast and getting to know a little bit more about the functions of Student Council and really how easy it is to get involved, especially as like a first-year student.
Yeah, I love all the ins and outs, and they really seem to emphasize that it was a big community. And I think we feel that when we go to the events, we really feel like a big family here at the Honors College.
And if you're looking to get involved on the other campus student councils, make sure to check out our past episodes with the St. Petersburg Honor Student Council with Kelsey and Elise or Abdul and Taylor.
And if you're looking to get involved with other Student Council events, don't forget to check out the Honor Roll newsletter and our website at usf.edu/honors for upcoming events, updates, and news. That'll do it for this week's episode. The Honor Roll podcast is recorded at the Judy Genshaft Honors College at the University of South Florida Tampa campus. Production assistance is provided by honors student Sandra Napolitano. Thank you all so much for listening. Please do not forget to rate and review our podcast. We appreciate your feedback. Please join us next week to hear all about what we're up to at the Judy Genshaft Honors College.
Until next time, go Bulls!